When we speak about Scotland, we think about breathtaking landscapes, its ancient castles, tartan kilts and stirring bagpipe music. I'm not sure that's the first association that comes to mind when you hear about Scotland. What about 40-degree amber elixir crafted with meticulous precision that embodies centuries of tradition and expertise? Hold onto your kilts, cause today we are talking about the drink so powerful it could shape not just a nation's taste buds, but also its entire economy. Scotch whiskey is more than just a drink, it's a billion-pound powerhouse that has a huge impact on the economy of Scotland and the whole UK. Alright folks, let's take a closer look at the numbers behind the magic of Scotch whiskey's economic impact. First up, we've got a jaw-dropping £7.1 billion infusion into the UK economy. That's not just a boost, it's a financial tidal wave that's making waves from London to Edinburgh. But wait, there is more. Scotch whiskey isn't just adding flavor to the economy, it's a vital ingredient accounting for a whopping 3% of the Scotland's total gross value added. That's like pouring a generous splash of prosperity into the economic pot. And let's not forget about jobs, with over 66,000 people employed across the UK and 41,000 of which are in Scotland, accounting for 77% of Scottish food and drink exports and 26% of UK-wide food and drink exports, representing 2% of all UK goods exports. As we can see, the Scotch whiskey isn't just Scotland's pride, it's a global sensation with bottles flying off the shelves worldwide. From Tokyo to New York, Scotch is putting Scotland on the map in more ways than one. And before we continue, I'll ask you to subscribe and hit the like button not to miss our new videos. Write in the comments how the growth of this industry affects the general development of Scotland. Do you find more pros or cons? Now that we've uncorked the economic impact, let's take a journey through the growth spurt that's been brewing in the whiskey industry from 2018 to 2022. Buckle up, because these numbers are about to take you on a wild ride. First up, we got a 10% increase in maturing stock. While these barrels have been quietly aging away, the industry has been quietly stacking up the goods for the future. But wait, there is more. Exports have been soaring with a whopping 31% increase to a staggering £6.2 billion. And let's not forget about investment, with a hefty £2.1 billion pumped into capital projects. The industry isn't just sitting back and sipping, oh no, it's rolling up its sleeves and building for the future. So what's driving this explosive growth, you ask? Well, it's a combination of factors: innovation, global demand and a whole lot of patience from the folks behind the scenes. But one thing's for sure, whether you are raising a glass in Scotland or halfway across the world, you are toasting to the success of an industry that's not just surviving but thriving. But amid the celebrations, there is a storm brewing on the horizon. Let's talk about the hurdles that Scotch whiskey is facing, the obstacles threatening to dampen its fiery spirit. First up, we've got the highest spirit duty rate in the G7. Yes, you heard that right. While other nations are enjoying lower tax burdens, Scotch whiskey is getting hit hard in the pocketbook. Then there is the issue of infrastructure. From aging warehouses to outdated production facilities, the industry is in dire need of facelift. Without proper investment, we risk falling behind the curve in a rapidly evolving market. And let's not forget about those pesky trade deals, with agreements left hanging in limbo. The uncertainty is casting a shadow over future exports and investments. So what's the fallout from these obstacles? Well, let's break it down. With hefty duty rates eating into profits, there is less cash to go around for innovation and expansion, and without crucial infrastructure upgrades, efficiency and productivity suffer, putting the whole industry at a competitive disadvantage on the global stage. But perhaps the most concerning impact is on jobs. With growth stunned by these barriers, opportunities for employment become scarce. From distillery workers to logistics specialists, the livelihoods of thousands hang in the balance. While Scotch whiskey is riding high on success, it's facing some serious roadblocks ahead. But with the right support and determination, it's possible to overcome these challenges and ensure that the future of the industry remains as bright as the golden liquid itself. Now that we've explored the world of Scotch whisky, let's zoom out and take a panoramic view of Scotland's distilling scene. First off, let's take numbers. Whisky may steal the spotlight, but it's not the only player in the town. With gin distilleries popping up like wildflowers and breweries crafting innovative brews, Scotland's distilling industry is a powerhouse of diversity, contributing a staggering sum to the economy. And speaking of growth, let's not overlook the explosion in the number of breweries since 2010. What started as a humble craft beer revolution has now blossomed into a full-blown movement, with new breweries popping up faster than you can say pint. But wait, there is more. Let's take a closer look at the regional impact of Scotch whisky, from the rugged Highlands and Islands to the bustling streets of Glasgow. Each corner of Scotland is leaving its mark on the industry, with contributions ranging from £77 million in northeast Scotland to a whopping £442 million in central Scotland and £799 million in Highlands and Islands in 2022. Let's break down the changes announced by Rishi Sunak and their potential impact on Scotland's beloved spirits. First up, there is a shift from EU regulations to a system based on alcohol content. That's right, no more playing by Brussels rules. The industry is marching to the beat of its own drum now. But what does this mean for your favorite tipples? Well, it's a mixed bag of news. While some products like beer may see a decrease in duties, others like whiskey and gin could be facing a hefty hike in taxes. And that's not all. There has been some serious pushbacks against these proposed reforms. Critics argue that the increased taxation on spirits like whiskey could have dire consequences for Scotland's distilling industry, with job losses and reduced investment on the horizon. But perhaps the biggest concern is the impact on Scotland's global competitiveness. With higher taxes driving up prices, Scotch whisky and gin could become less attractive to consumers, putting a dent in exports and threatening the industry's international standing. So, while the changes in duty payments may sound like a simple tweak, the reality is far more complex. From distillery floors to pub taps, the ripple effects could be felt far and wide, reshaping the landscape of Scotland's spirit industry for years to come. As we bid farewell to our journey through Scotland's spirited landscape, let's toss to the numbers that tell the tale. With billions bolstering the economy and thousands of jobs woven into tapestry, whiskey isn't just a drink, it's an economic powerhouse. But let's not forget the challenges that lie ahead. From sky-high duty rates to pressing need for infrastructure investment, the road to prosperity is lined with obstacles. In the midst of celebration, let's also raise the voices in advocacy. With government backing, hurdles can be overcome, securing a future as bright as the golden liquid itself. So here is the Scotch whisky, the liquid gold that fuels dreams, supports livelihoods and embodies the indomitable spirit of Scotland. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe not to miss our next cool videos. See you very soon.